Welcome to the Pixelberry Choices podcast, and today we're going to be talking about Chapter 4 of Murder at Homecoming. And this is the book. At the moment, it might feel like the pace is a bit slow, even though there's a lot of things happening, but it's a book worth sticking to because when I read this book, it reminds me of the unexpected errors. And the thing I said in my last video that in the first four chapters we have as a suspect first our first love interest Tyler, then Donovan, and then now Stevie. And we kind of know that the love interest that can't be a murderer or the culprit here. So that's the thing. But it reminds me of the unexpected errors in the way that in the unexpected areas, we also had a single murder, and that was kind of an accident, people thought, but then we sort of dug around, and we will have one lead each chapter. So you see, at first Tyler, then we go into Donovan, now Stevie, and by the end of this chapter, we have another lead, but that shows you the pattern here that we will go to each lead and then they will give us another lead to someone else, and that's how we can reach the real killer. And from what we know about choices and their mystery genre expertise, you might not know who the real killer is. It might be the one you least expect to be. It could be our friend Millie. It could be anyone, literally. I mean, I'm just throwing arrows here at the dark, but Rebecca in the unexpected areas, I never hoped she would be the one. Or Duffy in the Veil of Seekers. Who thought of? Alright, let's get to the chase. So, in this chapter, we went to Stevie's house. We think Stevie could be the one behind the killing, or she might have more information because she left the sort of a death threat, if not even a death threat, a threat note to Gabby. And we went to Stevie's house in the garage, and Stevie's surprised here, so with Tyler. At first, we try to convince her to tell the truth, and then we will learn from Stevie that she runs or I should say, she used to run a fake ID business with Gabby, and they used to have a 50-50 split, and Stevie never questioned Gabby about what she's gonna do with her part of gain or her part of money because she's afraid of losing the whole business. And also, we learned that Stevie and Gabby, they're also really close, and Gabby is saddened by this death. So in a diamond scene, we'll get to question Stevie about since when this whole thing started and who they sell their IDs to. And we say that if she knew, she would turn Gabby in, but then she says that, oh, have you turned this guy who is a notorious one, Morris? So we go through a lot of questioning here, and we learn some details that could be really important to our case, but we don't at the end learn much except for Gabby used to do a fake ID selling business, and she was using her money for something bad, as Tyler says. So Stevie learns that Tyler is with us, and at the end of the day, we will get Stevie to join our team. And remember, Stevie is our old best friend, and we kind of lost touch with her. So even when Tyler will go, we will have this opportunity to spend some more time with Stevie and get to know her more in a diamond scene. So we will stay there. We will talk with Stevie and rekindle something old, and we will also see her parents coming in and her little sister. And from what we learn is that when her parents had her, they were probably, I don't know whether in high school or college, but they didn't do it with a plan. So she was unplanned. Like the exact line of words she uses, quote, maybe the condom broke, end quote. So probably Stevie feels like when she was a child, she didn't have much of the things. We used to play together at home, and Stevie says, why is the reason do you think I wanted to play at your house? Because she didn't have her own crayons. So this part comes when we in this diamond scene take the opportunity to babysit Stevie's sister together, and we just have an amazing time there. But we also learn about this, and we can tell her that, well, your parents pay for your private education, so maybe they do love you, but they don't show it in a way. So we have this conversation, and then we spend some time with her sister, who is pretty hard to handle. Well, every toddler is. So basically, I remember I tried to keep the little girl from going to the kitchen by giving her a dollhouse set, and she literally grabbed one doll and threw it away. And then she was really angry, and she went to the kitchen. We will offer her to eat, but she won't eat from us, but she will eat from Stevie. So overall, we spent an amazing time with Stevie. We get to know her, and really interesting, small, subtle romance options we'll also have with Stevie. And then our work will be done here. We will go home from there. And also, Stevie was a part of our life when the thing happened with our sister Perdita. So maybe she will have to be more in on that story, because I don't think we're just gonna solve our this Gabby murder mystery in this book, but we'll also have something to solve for Perdita. And if you remember, it reminds me of Crimes of Passion in a way, because it was not just about the murder mystery of Sanjay Dormer, but it was also about our father who was killed a long time ago. It was also about fiance of Tristan. So there were a lot of cases going on with the main case. So same thing here so far. Not a couple of cases, but just one more case alongside Gabby. So then we go to school the next day, and it's really uncomfortable being there. And we meet up with our friend Millie, and Millie is worried about us, and she says that most of the teenagers will have to do with some crushes and AP tests. We are dealing with a murder and finding a body. It's not easy on us. So, and we have this conversation around this whole murder thing. But then Millie again tells us the thing that we shouldn't be trusting Tyler. Okay, and we also remember Donovan saying some things along those lines, that Tyler is no good news. He's hiding more from us. So, and there's another guy who I think Millie has a crush on. So he's basically he is the reused model of Trevor from High School Class Act, one of the backstage artists of digital artists from our musical group. So basically, they will take us to the computer room, and we'll see some hacking skill there by the nerds. And then we will see there is, remember the fake ID dealer, the very notorious and dangerous Morris? His sister, I think his name is Morris, I forgot, but do correct me in the comments if I got his name wrong. There are lots of names, so I forgot his name. And so Morris's sister seemed like she had a seizure, and someone took the photos, and it was deleted from the main server. And they said that the file was named as Tyler, expelling Tyler, something, it had something to do with expelling Tyler. But we then also learned that it was deleted by Gabby, so we don't know much about it. But Millian was trying to insinuate that it is Tyler. Tyler's bad news. Even Tyler doesn't have anything to do with the murder. He could still be a bad news. But I personally chose to believe Tyler, and we had a small argument with Millie. Then we walk out. We go to the library where Stevie and Tyler were gathered, and we run we some things from her. And in the turn of conversations, we learned that Morris, he had some bad reputation, and also this Morris guy who deals the fake IDs, and I think Adriel also. I don't quite remember that. There were a lot of names, but he also went to jail because of Gabriella, and Gabby. She had some beef with him, and I don't know what. We'll learn that in the next chapter. But Gabby is the reason why he went to jail, and he got out the jail just before Gabby got murdered. So this is the good news, we say, and they were surprised. Like, how can this be a good news? A notorious criminal who corrupts young children of a popular school is out of the jail. We say that he got out of the jail just before Gabby's murder. So this is definitely a lead. So there we go. Just like unexpected areas, each chapter you get a new lead. So we're gonna go to this Morris's house, whatever his name is. I forgot who these. It's a fake ID, and who got out of the jail just before Gabby got murdered, and who had a bad history with Gabby. And Gabby is the reason for him to go to the jail. Gabby was the reason. So what are the chances that he took his revenge? Well, you want to hear the truth? I don't think he's a killer because this early, I don't think, and it's not gonna be someone who's a born criminal or something. It's gonna be someone you suspect the least. Oh, I am pretty much sure this is what's gonna happen in this book, but that's pretty much it. Well, so that's Murder at Homecoming Chapter 4. You got a new lead. We'll have to go to him, and I'm pretty much sure I know that we're going to have to chase him down and do all the hard work, and then we'll grab him. We'll get some details out of him, but he won't be the killer. But we'll get another lead out of him, and then we'll go from there. Let me know your thoughts, theories, and opinions in the comments below. I'll see you in the next video with Murder at Homecoming and Laws of Attraction and Slow Burn and more to come. Until then, peace out.